The prayer that Lord Brahma had, I think when he first came into this material world through the lotus flower, he didn't know he didn't know what to do. I think the only instruction he got was tapa, uh, and based on that, he just meditated on that, and things were revealed to him, and that's when he started reciting these prayers.
That's a very good point. So have you heard of Brahma Samhita, Disha Mataji?
No, Prabhu.
So as Sheshdev Prabhu said, Brahma Samhita is where Lord Brahma meditates on Lord Krishna for 10,000 celestial years, which are much larger than our earthly years. And he gets that realization, he gets that instruction to do tapa. So that's when he does the 10,000 year celestial japa, tapa. And then this knowledge is revealed to him. So this is called revealed knowledge. So knowledge, secondary knowledge comes from reading a book or hearing someone, but primary knowledge is revealed in the heart by the Supreme Lord. Tene Brahma Hrida Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha. So this knowledge is revealed in Brahma's heart. That's the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, which talks about how this knowledge is revealed in the heart. So then Brahmaji, who is the material engineer for our universe, recites these beautiful prayers. Okay, so let's start reciting. Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Ishvara Parama Krishna
Sachidananda Vigraha.
Satchidananda Vigraha
Anadir Adir Govinda.
Anadir Adir Govinda
Sarva Karana Karanam.
Sarva Karana Karanam.
So Lord Govinda is the cause of all causes. So Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no origin and is the prime cause. Sarva Karana Karanam means he is the cause of all causes. Next one. So number 2 onwards, we typically don't recite in the normal course, but we start off somewhere in the middle. But today we'll recite it. Sahasra Patra Kamalam.
Sahasra Patra Kamalam
Gokulakyam Mahatpadam.
Gokulakyam Mahatpadam
Tatkarnikaram Tadhama.
Karnikaram Dhamma
Tadanat Anantamsa Sambhavam.
Tadantam Sambhavam.
So the spiritual place of the transcendental pastimes of Krishna is portrayed in the second verse. The super excellent station of Krishna, known as Gokula, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of lotus sprouted from parts of his infinitary aspect, the whirl of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. So there is a lotus flower. Amongst the flower itself, there are multiple concentric circles. So the central part is the abode of Krishna. Then there are other parts where you have other Vaikuntha planets, and the stalk means the stem that is coming at the bottom of the flower, is where these 14 planetary systems are, starting from Satyaloka all the way to Patalaloka, 14 planetary systems. And we are exactly in the middle, Bhuloka. So as you go down, there is more misery. As you go up, there is more pleasure. Like the heavenly planets are more pleasure. And in the hellish planets, more misery. So basically, Patalaloka is always dark, but they are gems on the heads of these snakes that emit light. So it's like a totally dark existence in the Patalaloka. So above the stalk is the flower, and in the central part of the flower is the abode of Krishna. Karnikaram mahadyantram
Karnikaram mahadyantram
satkonam vajrakilakam sadanga satpati sthanam prakritya purushena cha premananda mahananda rasenavastitam hiyat jyoti rupena manuna kama bijena sangatam So the world of that transcendental lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. It is a hexagonal figure, Sat Konam. Sat means 6. Not like Sat in Hindi, that is 7. This is Sat. The abode of indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the absolute. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in a hexagonal figure with 6-fold divisions. So 18 Ashtakshara, 18 transcendental letters are there. There are 16 transcendental letters in the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is 16, right? If you count it when you have time. So this is 18 transcendental letters, which are there in the hexagonal figure with 6-fold divisions. Tat kinjalakam tad amsanam. Tat patrani shriyamapi. The whole of that eternal realm, Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Right? So we talked about a lotus flower, and then there is a hexagonal shape on top of that lotus flower. Its petals are the abodes of gopis. So the gopis have their own little sectors in that hexagonal shape, who are a part and parcel of whom they are most lovingly devoted, which means they are part and parcels of whoever they love, which is Krishna, who is Krishna, and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of the lotus are like the garden-like dham, spiritual abode of Sri Radhika. the most beloved of Krishna. Hari Bol. So Radharani has her special sections. So if you say, right, Goloka Vrindavan hexagon. So this is a beautiful picture. Somebody drew this. You see this? So the millions of universes, the Vaikuntha planets are all around. And the central part is this lotus. And the middle part is where Krishna plays with Radhika. Right? My name is Radhika Gopinath Das. So Krishna and Radha are here in the middle part of the lotus flower. Chaturashram tat paritah Shvetadvipakhyam adbhutam Chaturashram chaturmurtes Chaturdhama chatuskritam Chaturbihi purushartaischa Chaturbirhetubirvatam Suler dashabhir anadham Urdvadho dig vidiksvapi Ashtabhir nidivir justam Ashtabhi siddhibistatham Mano rupaisya dashabhir Dikpalay parito vritam Shamair gauraisya raktaisya Suklaisya parsadharshabhay It's saying that there are too many resources, so I have to close some of them. Close all windows. Okay, let's not worry about it. The surrounding external plane of Gokul is described in this verse. So there is this central location, Goloka, and then there is this surrounding external plane, Gokula. There is a mysterious quadrangular place named Shwetadeep. What is quadrangle? Means it's a quad. It's a four-sided object. Quadrangle may be a rectangle or it could be twisted. It could be more like a angular object dimension. So there is a mysterious quadrangular place named Shwetadweep surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. So in the middle is Goloka, then comes Gokula, and then comes Shwetadweep. It is divided into four parts on all sides. The abode of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha are separately located in each of these four parts. So there is a different picture that shows that. Goloka chart. See this? Middle portion, Radha Krishna territory. And then these petals, Gopi territory. Right? Many petals. And then you see this quadrangle area, Shwet Dweep. In Hindi it is written here. So in this quadrangle area, there are 4 entrances. And then each one of these entrances is guarded by one type of Shiva. So we are coming to all that. That's why Shiva is considered a primary devotee of Krishna. We are nowhere in the picture. We are way down. So this is the general understanding. The abodes of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each one of these 4 parts. So Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. If you see, when Lord Krishna comes for his Bhaumya Leela means something that happens on this planet. He has 4 sons, primary sons. Like he has 16,108 wives and he has 10 sons with each wife. And then you may say, why should he have so many wives? That because he's the supreme person. Yeah, just like somebody says, oh, why does Disha have this expensive car? Why? Well, she bought it. It's like that. You cannot question God. God has 16,108 wives, so be it. And he had 10 sons from each one of them. So 16,000 times 10, 160,000, 10,800 kids he had total. It is said in the Krishna book that the entire city of Dwaraka was predominantly his own family members. There were other people also, but he had a huge family. So the primary 4 sons are Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna. This is a very advanced topic. Half of it won't go into our minds yet, but we should just patiently listen to this topic and try to understand it. Right? So Gokul Chandra Prabhu, who is my god brother, he researched this with Danvir Goswami and he made this chart. It took him about a year to make this chart, just analyzing the various literatures and graphically depicting them. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by 4-fold human requirements, such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation. Right? So when Disha was glorifying her daughter's volleyball, her daughter said, why are you talking about me? Yeah, we should not talk about ourselves. We should always talk about Krishna, right? Compared to all this universal structure, who are we? Just like a tiny speck of dust in one corner of the universe, in one planet, in one continent, in one city, in one tiny little home. So relative to the universe or the multitude, millions of universes, who are we? Nothing. Speck of dust, not even that. Right? So we should always talk about Krishna, not about our achievements or something great about us. Like, when I go to my family discussions, right? People are talking about, oh, that shirt or this TV or this, beautiful tile in the living room or nice lights in the sky, or not sky, but on the roof. So they're always glorifying something material. Right? I've seen this because all of my family members glorify these things. But our goal should be glorifying Krishna, because all this is just a speck of dust. It came from dust, it will go into dust. Right? Even the most beautiful thing originally came from earth. Right? You refine that material metal and then you polish it, you bend it, you create some beautiful item with it and says, wow, looks so good. But what is it? It's dirt, earth, mitti. मिट्टी से आए हैं और मिट्टी में जाएंगे हम. Right? So we should come to that conclusion very quickly. Otherwise, we'll be wasting our time. And we'll take birth again. So these 4 divided abodes are enveloped by 4-fold human requirements such as dharma, piety, artha, wealth, kama, fulfilling your passionate desires, and liberation, moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. And also by 4 Vedas like Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. So Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So everything is 4-fold. Which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of these achievements of the 4-fold mundane requirements. This word mundane, most Indians call it mundane. It's not mundane, it's mundane. So what is mundane? Anything that is not of any value, right? Anything of that has value is spiritual, and mundane is anything that doesn't have value. So 10 tridents, trident means trishuls, are fixed in the 10 directions, including zenith and nadir. Like the British came and said, oh, what knowledge you have in India? You don't have anything. We have Shakespeare. Can they even imagine a structure like this? Right? British are no better than idiots, basically. The country of idiots. I mean, most world is idiots. Now in India also, they're all becoming like idiots. No understanding of spiritual knowledge. And they're becoming no better than animals. Because animals cannot discuss these topics. So there are 10 tridents in 10 directions. That is called Dasha Dik. And each dik or direction has a Dikpalaka, means master of that direction. Right? So I went to this Griha Pravesham in Dallas recently. That's why we didn't have the class last week. So the Pujari came, and for each dik, he made us put some lemon with some kumkum and haldi, and he recited a mantra. And then he was saying, Uttara Dikshe, like, so he was like basically doing the mantra. Uttara Dikshe means northern part. Then he said Dakshina Dikke means, Dakshina means south part. So all these mantras he was reciting. How many people in the world know about these things? Maybe 10,000 people in the entire world know about these things. Because none of the people on this call, I can guarantee, know about these things unless we read from Srila Prabhupada. Do you agree, Disha?
Totally agree, Prabhu.
Totally agree, yeah.
Totally agree.
Thank you. Thank you. You didn't say I know all these things. Because some of these, when we go on Sankirtan and try to distribute Bhagavad Gita, they say, we know it. Humko sab malum hai. They don't take the Bhagavad Gita. Humko sab malum hai. Krishna, Krishna malum hai. But do they know that there are 10 directions and there are tridents fixed in each one of these 10 directions? Not in a million lifetimes they will know that, unless they come to understanding this knowledge that Prabhupada is giving us. It's all secret knowledge, basically. So we should be very grateful for getting this knowledge, right? Even if you give $100,000 donation to establishing a temple, still it is less compared to the knowledge we are receiving. Right? This is very rare. Okay. The 8 directions are decorated with 8 jewels of Mahapadma. Padma, Shanka, Makara, Kachpa, Mukunda, Kunda, Neela. This is a very advanced topic, so we won't even get into it. But there are 8 jewels with the names of Mahapadma, Padma, Shanka, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Neela. There are 10 protectors, Dikpalakas, of the 10 directions in form of mantra. So I recently saw that in action. The Pujari was reciting, right? And, people were like giggling and joking and all that while he was reciting the mantras. Because the general average population's intelligence level is very low. Very, very low, like almost at the ground level. They're not listening. I was listening because Prabhupada trained us, all of us, to understand what the significance is, right? What are we doing? Oh, Dakshina, south is Yamastan. North is Kuberastan. That's why house should ideally face north. Our house here in Samamish faces north. And people say, this is all kakamemi, old-fashioned stuff. Well, if you're old-fashioned, you'll grow old and die without understanding this knowledge, if you're not old-fashioned. So each direction has a mantra to it. Each direction has a Dikpalaka. Palak means what? Not palak ki sabji. Palak means somebody who rules. Palan karne wala palak hai. Right? Somebody who rules that direction. So Yamaraj rules the southern direction. So when somebody is about to die, you put their head to the south direction. Did you know this? Sannyasis keep their head to south direction and sleep. Why? Are they dead? Are they dead? They're not dead, but they're dead materially. They're basically saying, oh, Krishna, I'm dead materially. I'll sleep to the head to the south. Whenever you want to take me, take me. I'm sick and tired of this material world, which is also of headache, right? Right now, I was trying to get my oil changed for my Nissan Rogue. So the fellow went underneath and said, oh, there's a plate below. So then we need this special tool to remove that plastic plate. So many headaches. Material world is full of headache. You try to do X, Y problem comes. You try to solve Y, Z problem comes. And then you solve Z, A comes. And then the complete A to Z will happen. Anybody deny that? You buy a table, you use it for some time, polish chala jata hai. Then you have to buy polish. Then to put the polish, you have to buy a brush. And then after you do that, then you have to wash the polish. You wash it in the sink, it will stick out with the sink floor. Because I do all these things at home, I know. So, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, this material world is a place of misery. Krishna is certified. Nobody is happy here, 100%. Trump is not happy. Biden is not happy. Putin is not happy. Zelensky is not happy. Show me one person who is happy in this world. I'll give you $1. If you show me one person who is happy. So, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, this material world is a place of misery. And we have to somehow get out of this miserable place. That is why we are having this class. You may say, oh, no, it is not miserable. Only thing, okay, you say that and you go to sleep. Next morning, your boss will yell at you. Or, you go into your UPS store and one of the worker will not show up, call in sick. Then you know what misery is. Right? So misery is given, guaranteed, material world. Then you have to understand this knowledge and get out. And we try to give this knowledge. Half day, some students don't come. Half day, other students don't come. Like today, Jaypal is missing, Gopal is missing. I don't know what valuable thing they are doing in this 1 hour that is more valuable than learning about our position in the world. Right? Okay, the associates of hues of blue or yellow, red, white, Neela, Pitambara, Rakta, and Shweta. These are the 4 colors. See, you see the pattern 444? And the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala shine on all sides. So, on each one of this side, there is one potency that shines very glowingly bright. This knowledge is very rare, actually. Okay. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Sadananda Paratparaha
Sadananda Paratparaha
Atma Ramasya Tasyasti
Atma Ramasya Tasyasti
Prakrityana Samagamaha.
Prakrityana Samagamaha.
I was just saying Gopal didn't come to the class today and magically appears. The Lord of Gopal is the transcendental supreme Godhead, the own self of eternal ecstasies. I know you will not understand most of these words. That's okay. It took me 18 years to understand these words. Each one of these words has a meaning, right? Transcendental means Trigunatita, supreme, Param, Godhead, Bhagwan. Eternal means something that doesn't die. Ecstasy means the bliss that we have in our heart when we chant mantras and do devotion. He is the superior of all superiors. So all superiors are devatas. He is Devati Deva. And is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm. So Lord is enjoying. Lord is not crying. 24/7 is enjoying. And that is why we have this enjoyment mentality. I want to enjoy. But guess what? We are in a Nirananda atmosphere. We want to be Ananda. Right? A lot of Swamis have this name Ananda in the end. Sundar Ananda, Vimal Ananda. Because everybody wants to be in Ananda. But we are in the Nirananda environment of material world. Right? Gas price yesterday I got for $4.99 a gallon. Can you believe it? When I came to America, it was $1 a gallon. So we are in a Nirananda environment. You can never be happy. If you think, wow, I conquered everything. Now I am happy. Then your air conditioner will break down. Then you call the mechanic, the fellow will say, $2,000, sir. Then your Nirananda begins again. Right? So in the spiritual world, enjoyment is 24/7. And in the material world, enjoyment is for 7 minutes every day. Sheshdev, do you agree?
With 7 minutes, Prabhuji. Still 30.
Sheshdev is saying, oh, not even 7 minutes. It is tough actually to be Ananda in the material world. So all some headache or the other. Right now I have to get the floor of my kitchen sanded. It is like uneven. The wood is, uneven. It's not like when it was made 18 years ago, it was even. So every second, every inch that I look at, there is some headache that I have to solve. You see the point? Oil change for my car is pending. Floor sanding is pending. So sometimes I think that I should close my eyes, because if I open my eyes, problems are staring at me. All right. So what's his name? Bilva Mangala Thakur. He says this material world is so much nonsense. So he basically takes 2 pieces of metal and he pierces his eyes. He says, I don't want to even look at all this misery. Of course, that's an extreme. Don't do that. But so much headache, this world. So he is the superior of all superiors and is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potency. So when the Lord is in the spiritual world, there is nothing material there. The mundane potency is there to trouble us in the material world in the form of Durga Shakti. That's why people worship Durga Devi. Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi. Dhanam Dehi means give me money. Rupam Dehi means give me beauty. Beautiful. But if you are beautiful, there are other problems that come with that. You should realize that. Right? If you have money, then other problems will come. You have to pay taxes. Relatives will expect you to help them. Endless, right? So somebody went to this fellow, Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, and said, Bill Gates is giving his money away. Jeff Bezos started his foundation. Warren Buffett gave his money. And then, but what are you going to do? And Mukesh Ambani, guess what he said? No. In India, we give it to our kids as if the kid will eat is like, 50, $60 billion. Right? What will you do? So that's the foolishness of a soul getting attracted to mundane things. Right? Maya ya Rama manasya.
Maya Rama Manasya
Naviyogastaya saha.
Naviyogastaya Saha
Atmanara reme.
Atmana Ramaya Reme
Tyaktya kalam shishrikshaya.
Yakta Kalam Shishrikshaya.
This is a very important point. Krishna never consorts with his illusory energy. Krishna has Antaranga Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti. So his internal energy and external energy. He never consorts or he never plays with his illusory energy. Still, the illusory energy, her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. When he intends to create the material world, the amorous pastime in which he engages by consorting with his own spiritual potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. Anybody understand what it means? You all think you know English, right? Tell me if you understood what it means.
No.
Yeah, that's an honest answer.
No.
Advanced topic. I don't understand it fully, but I'll tell you what I understand out of this based on my 18 years of being in this process. When he intends to create the material world, he means Krishna. So when you write he, normally in the middle of the sentence, you use small h. But when you use, this is for Krishna, you use capital H. The amorous pastime means the loving pastime. He consorts. Consorts means he, just like consorting means wife and husband consort. But this consorting is different than the sexual consorting that man does with women or woman does with man, or somewhere in between. So he is consorting with his own spiritual potency, Rama Devi. By casting his glance at the deluding energy. Delusion means confusion. So this energy confuses us. Actually, we are all individual souls, but you think this is my son, this is my father, this is this is that. These are all souls. They are just based on karma. They are all aligned in a family, right? So somebody becomes somebody's husband or wife based on the karmic exchanges. So if you owe somebody money, then you'll come back, and then to repay that money, you'll become that person's wife or husband. It's not just money. If you owe some service, you took seva from somebody, and to repay that seva, now you have to come to that position. So this is all deluding energy. It confuses us. It forms us into families. It forms us into countries. Then somebody will say, God bless America. Why should God not bless India, for example, or Africa? Or Africa is a big continent. So why should God not bless Namibia, for example? Everybody has this notion of me and mine, and my country is superior to your country. My family is superior to your family. But who are you? You are just a soul. You are not even, what is a family? Just an artificial assembly of a set of people. It is said, just like waves in the ocean come together, how long do they stay together? 2-3 seconds, and then the waves will again go back. In the same way, souls will come in form of families for a short time, and again they spread out. So we spend so much time, my son, my daughter, this, that, my son should get admission into this college. But all this is very, 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 very temporary. We have to think on the soul platform until the point of death. Just like when Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, after their 100 sons were killed, they were still staying in the palace. And Bhima would cook nicely. Bhima is an excellent cook, so he would cook nicely and feed his chacha and chachi. Right? Chacha and chachi means father's younger brother and younger brother's wives. And he says, shame on you. Vidura comes and says, shame on you. Your 100 sons died. You lost your kingdom. And you are eating food from the hands of Bhima, who killed Duryodhana and Dushasana, your favorite sons. Shame on you. What are you hoping to achieve in life? Leave, go to the forest. So, Mr. Dhritarashtra and Mrs. Gandhari, they come to the realization. Next morning, they just leave to the forest. That's called Vanaprastha. We should all, at some point, leave our family connections and just go to a holy dham. That's also a forest, right? And just give up these familial connections. Even before that, we should give up. But once you are in that age, you should just go, leave family. Like recently, somebody asked me, Prabhu, when are you leaving family? And then I thought, hey, I've not really prepared myself to leave family life. Right? So he said, yeah, you are now in the Vanaprastha age. Just cut off severe your connections with your family. Otherwise, what will happen? What will happen, Disha, if we stay with our family till last day of our life?
Question, Prabhu. What is the age for cutting off?
Somewhere between 50 and 60.
Okay. Then you get, if you don't cut off, if you don't distance, then you just get intermingled and commingled and all the other stuff that's happening, and the stuff that you don't have any control over, the lives of other people.
That's an excellent point. Anyhow, you don't have control over, but you still want to be commingled with that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Because your kids are grown at that point. They are running the show. You are not running the show anymore.
Yeah.
They will only, at that age, our kids will only decide which hospital they'll send us to if we fall sick. That's about it. Right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
And one more point, right? Attachment. We should not be attached till the point of death. At some point, we have to get detached.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's all this debate. Oh, I still have responsibility. Yeah, but if your kids are grown up and they are managing their own show, your responsibility ends. Krishna never said that you have to be responsible for your granddaughter's marriage. No, I met one lady in our temple, it's a Telugu speaking lady. I said, yeah, now you are free of responsibility. She said, no, I have to arrange for my granddaughter's marriage. See, you married your daughter. Now daughter produced a granddaughter. Your job is done. You married your daughter off, done. And then later on, if she's still alive, she'll say, my granddaughter's daughter's marriage I have to arrange.
But that's isn't, then you lose focus. Then you lose focus on your life, because again, you have to
Exactly.
work for your moksha. Nobody else will work for the moksha, right?
Yes, a very good point. Yeah.
You are losing your focus.
Like Janak Maharaj, once he married off Sita, his guru comes and he says, Mr. Janak, you have raised your kids well, make your son the king, and you come with me to the forest. Janak didn't say, oh Gurudev, give me 2 more years. I want to see that my son goes to Harvard University for MBA. He didn't say that. Because daughter Sita was married, son is already educated. So he crowned the son the king and he just walked behind his guru into the forest. Done. Forest means today, forests are non-existent. So you basically hang around some temple, community like that, in your own, without too much attachments. Because with attachments, what happens?
Distractions.
Yeah, you get distracted and then you take birth again. Whatever you meditate on in this lifetime, you'll get that in your next lifetime, period. So if you meditate on Krishna, we'll go and play with Krishna in the spiritual world. But if you meditate, electrical bill, this bill, that bill, so much headache. So you leave that to your kids and then you detach. I know, all morning and all day I'm meditating on this. I had to, like, if you look at my life cycle of day to day, right? I sent you the receipt for your donation to the temple. I bought something on Amazon for opening the under bonnet under my Nissan, right? Then I ordered something for my daughter. Yesterday I made some reservation for my wife to travel. Where is Krishna in all this? It's a big headache. Right? So you'll have to do to a certain extent. You cannot escape. But then at some point, cut off. Otherwise, this thing will continue till the point of death. Then I had 2 meetings with my boss today. No, not with my boss, but my team. Then I wrote some documentation today. That's the life cycle of my day. Right? But the good news is when I woke up, at least a few rounds I chanted in the morning of Krishna's names. And then I'm capping off the day with a Bhagavad Gita class. So it's like a sandwich. Morning you chant, evening you read Bhagavad Gita. Some or the other, you introduce Krishna into your lifestyle. Otherwise, we are all guaranteed to take birth again. Punarapi maranam. Maranam means death. Punarapi jananam. Jananam means birth. Keep on taking birth and death and birth and death. And some people may say, oh, what am I going to do? Nothing. I'll just keep on taking birth. Then you're an idiot. You have to figure out a way to get out of this process. Right? A dog cannot debate or reason, but a human being can. It's not like the world just exists. It's just there. No, it's not there. It was created for us to perform our dharma. Right? You're walking in front of Harvard University and people say, what is the purpose of Harvard University? No purpose. It is just there. No, it was created to educate people in sciences, in medicine, in business administration. So in the similar way, the material world exists for a purpose, to rectify the soul so that they can perform their dharma, do their karma, and attain moksha. If you don't, then it's not the problem of the designer of the world. It is your problem. Dear sir, we created this, but you missed the opportunity. You are a fool number 1. Right? So you cannot blame God. He created this for your dharma and karma and moksha and prema, love of God. So if you don't do it, don't blame God.
Prabhu, question. in today's day and world, if it's no going to forest, what would be an equivalent way to going to forest? Like going to forest, I believe, is the meaning as to think about God and do
Yeah,
service for.
go to Arlington Farm, build a kutia there and live there.
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
So what you
And
should
do
do, you
and
should
do.
buy a tiny home and put it on our farm. And you should start practicing every weekend. Go there, stay in that kutia and work on the farm. And there's nothing. It's just water flowing. Birds are chirping and there is
Yeah,
grass. There's
it's
nothing you can
bliss.
think of there. So
None,
you're forced to think of Krishna.
yeah, the only thing you'll find over there is bliss, nothing else besides bliss.
Yeah. See, all this is there. The process is there. It's just that we are not doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Maharaj was saying, he asked me to research about some cabins. So we can have cabins and devotees can come initially over the weekend. And, if people are inspired, they can continue to stay there. We bought a tractor for the farm. And then the tractor developed a leak. Then we drove to the agency. What is it called? Agency, no, dealership in Burlington. So yesterday I drove 100 miles one way, two ways is 200 miles I drove, going to the dealership, getting those pins for the rototiller, coming to the farm. So I only worked until like 1 o'clock yesterday. And then I headed off to the farm and then I came at 9:30 in the night. Right? So at least I'm able to do something for Krishna like that. But if you say my work is worship, then you'll take birth again. And again, next life also you'll be working. And again, next life you're working. At some point, you have to stop this cycle. Because this is the deluding energy. See, right now, as we are doing Bhagavad Gita class, we are talking high philosophy. But after this class, again, we go into the same old deluding energy called Maya. So, what are you going to do? You have to get, partially off, like half day for Krishna, half day for me. And then 3/4 for Krishna, quarter for me. Then 100% for Krishna. That's it, job done. When you do that, then Krishna will take you back. If you say 5% for Krishna, 95% for me, then you're never going to happen. Okay, that was your class. Any final questions?
In the Brahma Samhita, there's certain verses that we don't recite when we're reciting the whole Brahma Samhita. Is there a
Yeah,
reason?
we will go through that. It will take at least 4 or 5 classes to cover Brahma Samhita. We'll come to that. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't recite all this when we are doing puja. Like when we are doing a havan, we recite the first one and then somewhere like
28.
28 or
28.
something we start and then we go till the end. Again, we don't go to the complete end. We stop at that Shriya Kanta 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 Pravo Druma Bhumis Chintamani Natagayam Gamanam Api. Anyway, I forget now. But it's like you go to that verse.
Okay, I'll wait from there.
Well, you don't have to wait. Let's recite that.
Yeah. Very nice.
कौन कहता है भगवान आते नहीं? So you have to call Bhagwan. If you call, he'll come. Okay, let's recite this. Shriya
One second.
Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpataravo.
Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpataravo.
Druma Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi Toyamamritam.
Brahma Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi Toyam Amritam.
Kata Ganam Natyam Gamanam Api Vamsi Priyasaki.
Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam Apivamshi Priyasakhi.
Chidanandam Jyotihi Paramapi Tat Aswadhyamapi Cha.
Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapi Tadaswadyam Apicha.
Sayatra Kshirabdihi Shravati Surabhibhyascha Sumahan.
Ayatra Kshirabdihi Shravati Surabhibhyascha Sumahan.
Nimesadhakyo Vavrajati Nahi Yatrapi Samayah.
Nimeshadhyakyo Vavrajati Nahi Yatrapi Samayaha.
Bhaje Shweta Dvipam Tamaham Iha Golokam Itiyam.
Bhaje Shvetadvipam Tamaham Iha Golokam Itiyam.
Vidantaste Santaha Kshiti Virala Sharaha Katipaye.
Vidantaste Santaha Kshitivirala Charaha Katipaye.
Yeah, I think only Sheshadev is able to say this. And that's because the power comes from chanting. He has been chanting for a few years now. So he gets that chanting power. Others are kind of phasing out because you have not done sufficient chanting of the holy name to get that ability, right? Ability comes from taking shelter of the holy name. Okay, let's chant now.